My name's Zoe Clark. I'm Senior Self-Management Programme Officer here at NASS, and today I'm very delighted to be hosting our 100th Facebook Live. I didn't think we'd get to this point back in April 2020 when I was just saying to Wendy and Clive, who are joining me today, that back at the beginning of COVID, we thought we'd do a few of these to get us through the few weeks of COVID, but little did we know we'd be here a couple of years on and 100 lives in. So thank you everyone for your support and for joining these sessions and for making them so popular and creating this online community. And we've actually had nearly or just over 250,000 views on our sessions. So thank you everyone for joining us and for enjoying them. So today I'm joined by Wendy, who's from NASS Bristol, and Clive from NASS Plymouth. So hi both of you, how are you doing?
Hi,
fine, Wendy. Sorry, thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you for joining us. And yeah, we thought a lovely theme for our 100th Facebook Live would be talking about our branches and the community that the branches has provided, both in person and online as well. So thank you both for joining us today. And we've popped some links to the branches in the pinned comment on the video. So do head to those links so you can find out more about what both the branches offer. And also I put our postcode checker, so if you want to find your local branch, you can pop your postcode in there and see what's local to you as well. And of course, if you're looking for a community separate to the branches, we do have our online forum, which is open to members. We have our social media as well. We'd love to get you involved with those as well. But today we'll be focusing on the 85 branches that we have around the UK. Some offering physiotherapy sessions, some offering hydrotherapy, some offering both, and some offering online classes, which we'll go into a bit more detail with as we chat through. So before we get started, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves? Wendy, if you want to go first.
Okay, thank you. Before I say anything, I would just like to congratulate Zoe and NASS for this being the 100th session, because it's been a lifeline to so many people. And as I said to you before, the fact you've done 100 sessions is amazing. So, and I know how much hard work you put into doing all of them. So well done, Zoe, and everybody at NASS. And yeah, you're doing a really, really good job. Don't ever stop. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm Wendy. I'm lucky in that I was diagnosed quite early on, and it was a long time ago. I was diagnosed in my late 20s. Although as a child I always had aches and pains and was told it was rheumatoid arthritis by consultants, but my father had AS. So in my late 20s, I had a very bad flare-up and ended up in A&E, and then I was diagnosed then. So I say I'm lucky because I had quite a quick diagnosis. Obviously not lucky to have it, but lucky because I know some people have to wait such a long time. So yeah, so that's me. I live in Hertfordshire. So even though I'm on the committee of NASS Bristol, I don't live anywhere. I'm thinking about 3 hours away from Bristol. So I live in Hertfordshire, but I'm on the committee of the NASS Bristol branch.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And Clive, do you want to give us a little intro to you as well?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'd like to double up on the congratulations from Wendy. I think it's amazing, 100 sessions. Absolutely brilliant. The amount of help you've been able to give people over all this COVID period, absolutely amazing. So have yourself a nice cup of tea after, or a glass of wine.
Thank you.
Anyway, my name's Clive. I'm chairman of the Plymouth branch of NASS. I first started getting symptoms around 1990. There's your dog, Wendy. Around 1990, but I didn't get diagnosed until 2003. And that was a bit of a fight. And the only reason I got the diagnosis was my dad had AS. And I eventually said to the doc, my dad's got AS, could it be that? And the doc said no, but referred me to the rheumatologist. And I got diagnosed with AS. Well, that was what, nearly 20 years ago. So, but I'm chairman of the Plymouth branch of NASS now. I'm also ex-Navy, and so I live in Guz for those of us that were ex-Navy.
That's wonderful, thank you. And I'm glad you finally got your diagnosis, but sorry to hear it took such a long time. So to get started, Clive, do you want to tell us a little bit about what the Plymouth branch offers people? Okay,
at the Plymouth branch, before COVID, we also alternate. We offered physiotherapy in the gym and physiotherapies in the hydropool at Derriford Hospital. since COVID, we still can't get back in the gym because we've got limited numbers, which doesn't make it worthwhile our doing, which is a bit of a bonus because that means we're now in the hydropool every week. So we offer a hydropool session every Wednesday evening, run by an absolutely amazing team of physiotherapists, which like us, because we do as we're told, and they work us pretty hard as well. So on a Wednesday evening, we have our hydropool sessions, but we're a very social group. We're like a little family. So we also do a social stretch on a Monday night. This is a follow-on from our sessions we had to run ourselves over COVID. We wanted it to continue when we started our physiotherapists. So on a Monday night, we offer a social stretch where the members get together to stretch in a hall up in Crown Hill. So it's the hydropool and the Monday stretch. We also do social events. In fact, we had a meal last Friday with the members. We do a barbecue in the summer. And occasionally, if the weather's nice, we'll arrange a walk. So we're like a little family, and all our sessions are great fun. A lot of banter.
That's lovely, a real community.
It is. It's like a little family, and we everybody knows each other, and we all get on really well.
Oh, lovely. And Wendy, although your sessions are online, I think you've still got that real supportive community as well. Do you want to tell us a little about what Bristol offer?
We have. So we offer 2 or 3 physio sessions a week. Again, we've got a lovely, amazing set of physiotherapists. And we also run lots of different exercise sessions. We have a chair dance session usually twice a month now because it's so popular. We run yoga, and we have run Pilates in the past and Qigong. And we also have a couple of social sessions every month because, like we talked about before, you know, the emotional side of sort of having AS is sort of sometimes just as important as the physical side and doing the exercising. So we have social sessions where we just have a cuppa and we all just have a chat and a laugh, and you know, people can talk about their experience, and you know, it's about sharing. It's about being together with other AS sufferers, because only AS sufferers can understand other AS sufferers. So you know, a lot of being part of a branch is that, as Clive said, it's the social element, but it's the emotional social element as well, which is really important. So yeah, all our sessions are online, which means you can be anywhere in the country and still do them, because all you need is an iPad, computer, laptop, or whatever. And we've got members from all over. We've got members as far as the Isle of Arran, which is right up the very, very top of Scotland, I think. Well, it is Scotland. And we've got members in Dundee. We've got a member in Jersey. And like Clive said, even though obviously Clive's branch, they're all meeting in person, the fact that we're seeing our members once, twice, 3 times a week, again, it's just like a family. And you know, a lot of members have become friends. So you know, it's not just about coming to do exercise once or twice or 3 times a week. It's a lot more than that. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Absolutely, and it's such a positive thing to come out from COVID with as well, that you're able to move online and get that community and support people while the physical sessions weren't able to happen as well. Exactly.
And also, I think quite a lot of people don't have any branches close by. So, you know, we often get people on the NASS or on the AS pages on Facebook saying, oh, we don't have a local branch. And we say, well, that's fine. You don't need one. You can still join us. I think some people sometimes struggle. They don't understand that we're online and you can come on from anywhere. But yeah, people, once they join, they really love it. And we've also just recently started a social membership, because we found that not everybody, especially people that are newly diagnosed or people that haven't exercised for a long time, or people that are maybe, you know, mainly just diagnosed, they don't always want to do the physio sessions. So we've introduced a social membership. It's only £10 for a year. And with that, you can do 4 Saturday sessions, which is the chair dance yoga. You can join all our social sessions. And then if you want to, you can still obviously do physio. But it's just more of a social membership for people that, you know, just want to talk to people and join the occasional session. Whereas our normal membership includes the physio sessions as well. But that's not for everybody. And also just to say as well that obviously people think if they haven't exercised for a long time that it's not for them. And like we say to everybody, and I'm sure it's the same with you, Clive, we just say to people when they're doing their sort of starting out on their AS journey to just do as much as they can, because, you know, nobody's judging how much. And that's the good thing with online, is that the physios can see everybody, but we don't watch each other, we just watch the physios. So we always say to people, you know, even if you haven't exercised for years, it doesn't matter, just come along and do a little bit, because any little bit is better than doing nothing.
Absolutely, and that's a great idea to have those different membership options as well, so people can chop and change depending on what suits them at the time.
Yeah.
And I've seen quite a few people popping up as joining since we started, so I'll just share again that in the pinned comments in the comment section, we've got the link to both the Bristol branch and the Plymouth branch details, but also the branch finder, so you can pop your postcode in and see what's local to you. And with all of our branches, you just need a UK diagnosis of axial SpA or ankylosing spondylitis to join a session, and you'll fill in a confidential medical questionnaire before joining sessions. The physio can make sure that the exercises are suitable for you as well, so you're covered from that side as well. And we've actually, NASS has previously researched how much money we think that people save the NHS by joining their branch sessions. And we've calculated that we actually save the NHS £1.3 million a year by people joining these sessions to exercise. Do you find that you felt the benefit of joining the branch in sort of managing your condition? Perhaps Wendy, you want to answer first?
100%, 110%. Yes, because I have got a branch, but it's not that close by. So doing this, especially because I found NASS Bristol during COVID, when everything was closed, obviously. So doing those physio sessions weekly, it was a lifeline really, and being able to do, you know, the specific exercises for AS it's invaluable really.
Oh, fantastic. And
Yeah.
Clive, have you found the same? It's helped with your managing your condition?
Yeah, unbelievable, 100%. I made a very, very stupid mistake when I got diagnosed. I got diagnosed and the rheumatologist put me on these wonderful tablets and all the pain went away. And the physiotherapist and the rheumatologist said, oh, you want to join NASS branch and everything. And I thought, oh, all the pain's gone away now with these wonder drugs, don't need to. So I didn't exercise. 7 years later, I had a major flare up and the physiotherapist pointed us at NASS again and I joined. And it's the best thing I've ever done. We do our sessions, and over Christmas we'll have a break of about a week or so if you go on holiday, and that week or so without doing it, you really do feel the difference.
You do.
It's not just physically, it's mentally as well, because as Wendy said, the only people that understand AS is people with it.
Absolutely.
Even my wife, and she doesn't really fully understand exactly what it is and how it affects me. She tries. But it's very hard for people without it to fully understand how it does affect you.
It is.
That was a very stupid mistake I made by not joining straight away. The benefits from it is absolutely amazing. And we save the NHS money because we get to see a physio. If we're having a problem, we've got the physio on the Wednesday night. We know that we're going to see the physio and they'll help us out then. We haven't got to make an appointment and take up time during the day that other people can use.
Absolutely. It's an incredible amount, isn't it, when you think about it, how much the branches are saving the NHS. It's a huge amount, really. So, and as Clive said, you know, having that access to, you know, each branch has got their own physios, and, you know, having that access to these amazing physios that are there if you have got a specific problem or something, you know, because it's harder and harder to get an appointment with a physio on the NHS anyway. So having, you know, being part of a NASS branch where you have got your own physios is invaluable as well. And can I just, sorry, I haven't said before, I forgot, but just to say that NASS Bristol also did run hydro sessions before COVID, and we're just in plans to get back to the hydro pool. So that will be for people in Bristol, obviously, but we'll still be carrying on all our online sessions as well as that.
That's great to hear. And yeah, and I think as well, I speak to a lot of people, particularly when they're newly diagnosed or if they've had a big flare up and that's sort of set them back on their exercise, where they found it difficult to get back into exercising or start exercising because they're not sure what to do or what not to do. So having the physios kind of leading you through exercises that you know are suitable and beneficial for AS is so helpful.
This is why our Monday social stretches work. All our most of our members, we've been going for years. And so we know exactly what to do. We only do stuff taught to us by our physios, which means we can exercise away from the NASS branch, which is good for us. I mean, obviously, we are all supposed to religiously do it every day, which of course we do. Yeah. But it meant that we could, over COVID, look after ourselves for a little bit until we could get our physios back, which was a big bonus.
Absolutely. And I know, Wendy, you've already mentioned the social side, and having that social subscription as well sounds brilliant. And Clive, you've got a WhatsApp group, haven't you, for your branch?
We've got a WhatsApp group. In fact, there's only one member of our branch that's not on it, which is actually our treasurer. And the reason he's not on it is his mobile phone's a Nokia 3210.
Wow.
He refuses to get a smartphone. He hasn't come into the 20th century yet. But everybody's on it. And if anybody's got a problem, it comes up. But it's like any social group. It's full of general chit chat and jokes. And if anybody's got a problem, we help out. It's a way of quickly letting everybody know what's happening as well, especially as occasionally, sadly, our hydro session might get cancelled at short notice. So we've easily got a quick way of letting everybody know what's happening. And even some of our physios are on it as well, so they can keep up to date with what we're doing and what we're talking about. But it's that social side, not being isolated. I always remember many years ago, we had somebody from NASS come down and visit us. And we sent something out, and one lady turned up who wasn't actually a member of the branch to see NASS and have a look. And when she was we had it up in the gym, and when she walked in, she burst into tears because she'd never actually been in a room with other people with AS before.
Gosh. Must have been quite overwhelming.
Very overwhelming for her. And it's just getting together and having a chat, and you can laugh in it as well. We don't sit there moaning about it. We deal with it. Everybody's got different ways of dealing with things, and because it all affects everybody different, you get loads of ideas, but you get the help and the support, which is what's important.
Absolutely, that's invaluable, isn't it? And I think so many people day to day, particularly for a lot of people with axial SpA, you can't tell that they have it from looking at them.
No.
So you just don't come across people day to day, really, unless you just happen to mention it for some reason. So it's great to go somewhere where you know you're going to meet people and can talk about it, or not talk about it if you want to not talk about it.
We can I just say, I forgot, keep forgetting things. We also have a WhatsApp group, because that is a really good way of getting messages to members. And we have our own, when you join NASS Bristol, we have our own private Facebook group. So again, anything that people want to say, or it's a great way to keep connected with people. And we also do run some educational sessions. So I know Zoe's you've done a couple of amazing sessions for us. And we've got one this coming week with one of our physios, Rachel Lewis, who's amazing. And she's going to talk about, how to deal with a flare, what exercising is good when you're in a flare, and also to talk about what's a good way to get into exercise when you're newly diagnosed. So all these sessions are they all come together, and they're just all the tools really that we all need. That we sometimes we know we have to do X, Y, and Z, but we don't always do it. So sometimes it's good to have educational sessions and social sessions just to remind us what we need to do. But just a funny little story. We had a social session a few weeks ago. Quite a few people. It was really lovely, and there were a few newly diagnosed members. That was really nice. And then some of us started showing, neck massaging machines and different pillows and different ideas. Somebody had like a heated gilet, and it turned into like a bit of a QVC session. So again, as Clive said, it's not all miserable. It's good to have a laugh with people as well, and that's what's part of it as well. So that's great as well, to be able to laugh with people.
You've got to have a laugh.
You've got to, absolutely.
If not, you just go straight downhill. The laughter is what keeps people going and cheers you up, helps your mental health a lot. and it makes it takes away the nastiness of AS, because it's a nasty thing to have.
It is.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think, personally, for me, if I could think of one word that describes AS, it can be lonely, because as you said, people don't know in the street, they can't see, it's invisible, people don't know you've got it. So it's only when you talk to other people that have got AS and you hear their experiences, and you can talk about it, then it doesn't feel so lonely. So I think that's probably for me one of the most important things about being part of a branch. As I say, is just that feeling of togetherness, and hopefully nobody has to feel lonely, because we're all there for each other. And I know that's obviously what NASS are there for as well, to support people. So
absolutely, and we offer different types of support depending on what people want as well, because sometimes people prefer to just put questions in the forum and read through things rather than meeting people online or face to face, and different things will be helpful at different times. I think particularly when you're newly diagnosed, and I think it's good to have those different types of support depending on how you're feeling as well.
Yeah, definitely, because what's right for you one day or one week may be something different that you need the following week. So that makes sense.
Absolutely. And we touched on it a little bit earlier about, because I know some people are apprehensive about exercising, and particularly if you're struggling with your symptoms and you're in a lot of pain, they're worried about joining exercise sessions and feeling like they have to do lots or keep up with other people. When did you find that sort of joining online, it's quite helpful that people kind of don't have that focus so much?
It is helpful. And when we get new members joining, we always introduce them to everybody. And the physio, whoever's taking that session, is aware that there's a new member joining. And obviously, we always make sure that they don't overdo it the first time. But yeah, online it seems to work really, really well. Because I say the physio can watch everybody, but we don't watch each other. We just watch the physio. So yeah, it works really well.
That's really reassuring. And Clive, do you find the same in the face-to-face sessions, that it's still appropriate? You're not pushed to do too much or anything?
Yeah, we do, and it's something I tell people on the phone when they first phone up as well. And when they get to the hydropool for the first time, they're told they're not expected to keep up with what everybody else is doing. Some of us have been doing this for years, and because it affects people different, there'll be exercises that we'll do that you might not be able to do. So we tell them, if we're doing an exercise that means putting your hands up like that, and you can only get your hands up like that, you just do what you can. I mean, even members that have been with us for a while, they could be having a nasty flare up or a big problem. They'll come in the hydropool, and instead of doing the session, they'll enjoy the warmth and stand in the corner and do their own little thing that they can manage on the day. But that does frighten people, I think, thinking that they've got to keep up. So it is one of the important things we tell them.
I think it's one of the most important things, really, isn't it? It's about
doing
what's right for you, doing what feels right for you. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. But I think that is one of the most important things. It's not a competition. We're all here to help ourselves, and
That's it. You don't come to NASS to please the physio. You don't come to NASS to please the other members. You come to NASS for your own benefit. I mean, what I like is you say you don't watch the others. I always watch the others, whether it's the Monday stretch or whether it's the physios with the hydropool. And what I like to see is everybody works, because they're doing it. If there's nobody stands around doing nothing, everybody puts their effort in and does what's needed, because they know it's for themselves. And if we do get a new member coming along, we tell them that do what you can do. Don't expect to follow everybody, but the other members around will always look after them as well. So make sure they're all right and they're happy.
So, that's lovely.
We've got some members who are probably definitely in their 70s, maybe even 80s, and yet they still come along, some of them 2-3 times a week, and do their physio sessions. And that's impressive. So again, we've got newly diagnosed people in their 20s that do them, and we've got people in their 80s. So it doesn't matter what age you are. It's amazing what people do.
Well, we often finish our sessions off with some little games, or maybe little relay races or something. And we split the teams evenly with say, if you've got somebody that's not more able or older, they'll all split around and they join in, and it's great fun. And it doesn't matter if they can't do it to the same extent. The rest of us make up for it by cheating. So
that's brilliant. I think that leads us nicely into, we've got a little montage that some of your members kindly sent in some videos explaining sort of why they joined the sessions and how they found them. So what we'll do is we'll play that, and anyone who's watching, if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments, because after the video we'll be able to answer any questions and yeah, and hopefully encourage you to join your branch. So I'll just share the video. Bear with me, good old technology. Hopefully everyone can see this.
Dealing with AS could sometimes feel a little bit lonesome, so joining the local NASS branch meant I could meet people similarly minded, going through the same sort of things, talk about ideas, exercises, coping strategies, and they're just a wonderful group of people.
Apart from helping my physical symptoms, flexibility, controlling my pain and my nerve pain, it has also helped me enormously with my mental health. I just love the friendliness of everyone. Being able to get up and join in just gives me a reason to go. For example, the chair dance always leaves me smiling.
I find it's beneficial for my physical and my mental health. I've made some good friends at NASS over the years.
Brilliant people, very supportive. Physios are excellent. Diane with her Zumba and Caroline with yoga. Have fun, and good days or bad days, we're here for you, and it's really great having the support.
I'd like to tip my hat to the staff that run the classes. They always make sure that we're able to do what we're able and take into account our abilities and disabilities, and make sure that we always leave in a better place than we were when we got there. I'd also like to praise the members that go. They always give us all an uplift and a laugh and a giggle.
I've been going to the NASS Hydro Pool and the NASS classes for about 25-26 years now. The benefits are just amazing, really, and you meet some wonderful people along the way.
So thanks again to everyone for sharing that. It's really lovely to hear from all your members and hear the benefits they've found. I'm just going to double check that tech has come back. Yes, it has. Perfect. There's a slight delay on the stream. That's brilliant. So in terms of questions, we've had one question so far, which my colleague Sally has very kindly answered in the chat. That was someone asking if we share the information about the branches with the local rheumatology departments. And we do, and we're always happy to create any posters or promotional postcards as well for the staff to hand out to patients as well. So always happy to do that if anybody's watching and want to spread the word about their local branch. So do pop your questions in the chat if you have any. While we're waiting for that, any final thoughts from you, Wendy or Clive?
No, I think I said most of the things. Yeah, it's lovely to see a couple of our lovely members saying how much they get out of belonging to the branch, and you know, seeing the people obviously from the members from Plymouth as well. It is a lifeline for a lot of people, and it's hard to get that over to people that don't belong to a branch. I think some people are quite nervous of belonging to one or joining one, because they don't know what to expect. And as I said before, maybe people that haven't exercised for a long time or don't manage their AS very well. But I would just say to anybody with AS, join the local branch. You won't regret it. It will make you feel so much better. Yeah, it's all positive.
That's brilliant, thank you. And thank you to everyone for sharing your lovely comments in the chat as well. It's so nice to hear how beneficial everyone finds them. Clive, any sort of last comments from you? Although thank you for sharing everything so far.
All I could say is, if you've got a NASS branch near you and you've got a chance to go to NASS sessions, please do it. It's the best thing you'll ever do. The physios that work with us, they're absolutely brilliant. They're dedicated to the branch. They actually become part of the branch as well, because they get to know everybody. And if you've got AS, meeting with the other people, getting the exercises in, weekly access to the physios, it's the best thing you can do. You won't look back.
Absolutely. And thank you both so much for joining me today and sharing, and for joining me on our 100th Facebook Live.
Yeah, thank you, Zoe, and thank you for everything. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Zoe.
Thank you both for your hard work, and to all of our branch volunteers as well, because everyone who runs the branches are doing it on a voluntary basis, and we know it takes time as well. So yeah, thank you very much for your hard work and for creating this amazing community. And so again, for anybody watching, you can follow the link in the pinned comments to the branch finder, so you can pop your postcode in and see where's local to you. But I've also popped the Plymouth and Bristol details in there as well. So if you would like to join the sessions, you just need a UK diagnosis of Axial SpA or AS, and you'll fill in a medical questionnaire before joining as well. But of course, if you're a NASS member, you've also got access to our online forum as well, so you can join the community there. And finally, I'll just let everyone know our next Facebook Live is going to be next Tuesday, so that's the 29th of November at 1 o'clock. And I'll be joined by a research fellow from the University of Aberdeen, Amber Guest, and we're going to be talking about working with Axial SpA and hearing about her research into helping people with long-term conditions improve their work life as well. So thank you again, Wendy and Clive, and lovely to see you both. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us, and I'll see you on our 101st Facebook Live next week. I won't keep counting up, I promise. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.